You know, to have investors actually investing in the market, you need really two things. You need a global macroeconomics that is friendly. So you want to be sure that the market is not going to collapse again, because you want to invest after the crisis, not before the new wave of crisis. So the macroeconomic right now is a key, and a lot of investors are waiting and delaying because they see what's going on in Europe, they see what's going on in the US, and they feel that Russia cannot grow by itself. They need Europe and the US to grow in order to grow oil prices to be high. It's a lot about macroeconomics nowadays, and the macroeconomics needs to be stable and fair for investors to come back massively on the market. That's one factor. The other factor is to find the right type of products. And the right type of products in difficult time, like right now, are very steady core assets. So buildings that are providing a certain cash flow already, that are not just projects, but already existing buildings. Tenanted, well tenanted if possible, with long-term agreements, in good locations, in St. Petersburg, in Moscow. That's what investors feel excited about right now. You generally have a very strong market in Russia and very strong potential for residential, because everything still needs to be built. Now, residential is very scary for foreign investors because that's relatively more difficult to understand. It's not the same everywhere in the world. You really need to feel the local market. You can go right in this location and wrong in the next location. So residential is more difficult, but more profitable. Office is always steady in Moscow and St. Petersburg and represent probably a good long-term investment if you are willing to stay for 7-10 years. Retail, that really depends where. If you are focusing on St. Petersburg and Moscow in key location, yes. If you go to Russian regions, well, you should invest in a place which is still undersupplied. So not necessarily going for the big cities, but maybe slightly smaller cities which have no big mall, and then that can be interesting. They are ready to do something much more than 2 years ago. Surprisingly, despite of all the economic problem, they are ready to do something, but they are really ready to do something for the right product. And it's not easy. It's a question of packaging. It's a question of understanding between developers to build something which will have a future. That's what we were discussing during this panel. Which project is right? Something fully tenanted, some very core assets. It is not the right time nowadays to go for very speculative things.